Attention! All things shared in this video are simply the opinions of the Unexplained Files. The following footage is not tampered with, and all of the events and reactions are unplanned and genuine.
Good evening everyone, and welcome to the Unexplained Files, the greatest paranormal YouTube channel in the United Kingdom, perhaps one day the entire world. If you have joined us before and this is not your first video of ours, we'd really appreciate it if you could do us a favour and hit the like button or subscribe so you can come along for the rest of our adventures and to see what else we get up to. But for this and tonight's video, we are investigating a burial mound, or a Gallantry Bower is his name. Bower, is that his name?
I guess, yeah.
Gallantry Bower, which is a, I think it says that,
turning in the wind.
it is a Bronze Age burial mound that has been looked after and maintained for a very long time. We have come here before and the video didn't go up because the audio was awful, but we had some really interesting things come through. We had a cat ball go off a couple of times. The spirit talker asked if I made music. Yeah. So that was a pretty interesting one. So we've come back to try and see if we can get a good video out of this one, document the space. So let's jump into tonight's investigation. Very quiet and relaxed up here. Walking through that forest to get here from the car park we park at is what, 25 minute walk?
Yeah. And
that's very tense trying to get through the forest at night. But when you come up here, it's all peaceful and quiet and really nice. Yes. I wonder where the nearest settlement would have been of people to have been burying their loved ones here.
Because I'd imagine they'd have been like right on the coast, like for fishing and stuff like that, wouldn't they?
Yeah, not only that, but like tin mining and things like that. There's a lot of cliffs and stuff here, so tin mining's an option.
I can't think that there's much in this area as such. It's just open.
Well, there are still little towns and villages all around, so some of them could be remnants of where settlements were.
So I wonder why they chose this spot right here out of the way to bury people. Unfortunately, we can't get onto the mound this time because it's really overgrown.
Very overgrown, yeah.
Last time we was able to. But
I don't mind that though, to be fair. It's probably not the best etiquette to be wandering all over. Yeah, I was concerned about that last time, but yeah, it is interesting to think why would they have done it here. Maybe because it's such a high point, because where we are right now, this little cliff part juts out into a point, so it is kind of like this is the furthest out into the water, and maybe there's something to do with that, or who knows.
Back in them days and all, they used to kind of watch the stars and movements of the planets and that. Maybe it was a good vantage point for that up here.
Could have been, yeah. I'm sure
not saying that's why they buried people here, but like why
I mean, their spirituality was endlessly complex, and we'll unfortunately most likely never know. But regardless, we are here now. When I say we get to investigate, a lovely breeze. It
feels so nice after that walk, especially that first bit up the hill.
Yeah, you almost die on the way up here. It's a very steep hill.
That made me jump. Then I could just kind of see the white on that post. I thought there's someone standing there. Right, yeah. It'd have been next to you anyway, so.
That's fine. I can't see it. You just have to be like, I'll just see you light. So white as a sheet, and then I'll be like, shit. Right, I guess we start with cat balls. I think we had K2 before. We did have stuff.
I've got K2, I've got cat balls, and I've got the RAM pod as well.
We did have things kick off with the slight flickers with the K2 for a brief while, but I don't know.
Are we able to stand anything on top of that post? Is it flat or is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's flat, yeah.
I'll put the REM pod on there.
I don't know how any metals in the ground would affect a K2. I don't think it would affect it massively, but that's going to fall over. Can it be left flat? It can be left flat. There we go.
And should we just lean this down here?
Can do, yeah.
Trying to keep you in shot.
Well, I guess we can just call out and go from there. So if anyone is here with us this evening that would like to communicate with us, or if anyone is curious as to why we're here, or perhaps you even recognise us from being here before, would you come up and stand next to us? Just stand on the edge of this place of rest for us so we can communicate with you.
If you can come and lean up against this post with us, that'll let us know that you're here with us.
I was going to blow out that like no one's business. Oh, I thought I saw that flicker then, but I think it was just the wind.
I'll just have to be careful where I put cat balls, because with this breeze I don't want them blowing around. If I can maybe put in there a little bit.
This will quickly turn into a game of golf. In the rough and
there's no way that can move there.
no, that's sat right in. There's quite thick grass around it. That's not going anywhere.
Should we put another one just down here?
Opposite side, yeah.
That sat nicely on the ground as well.
Oh,
That's,
it is a big breeze just come through, so maybe if that was you then, just lighting up this device, would you be able to do that again for us? Very aware that that could have been wind because it was only just placed down and stopped and went back off again. So
if this stuff naturally grows here, I wonder if it was there back in them days, or whether this was still all kind of grassy and if this is more.
they might have maintained it, but I would imagine they would have maintained it if it was like where they were having not celebrations but funerary rites conducted. And
It's going to move around here a bit so I can hopefully see that K2 a bit better if it goes up.
they'll be having. Oh, sorry, I'll get it on this if it goes off. They would have done funerary rites, so I would imagine that all of this stuff would have been kept, and they could have farmed in the local fields as well. So, and from what it was saying on the sign there was. It's not just the barrow. There's like all those earthen rings around the place as well, dug into the ground. So, yeah, it would have been very much.
So was this around like the Bronze or Iron Age as well, or does it say? I don't know.
It says it's associated with the Bronze Age, which spanned, it said, the year 2500 BC to 800 BC. So that would have been bronze going into bronze and iron. Yeah. Although I'm not an expert in that period of history, so I could be very wrong. So anyone in the comments, feel free to correct me. I don't need to tell you to feel free. I know you'll do it anyway. Is there anyone here that wants to communicate with us? Would you like to show people that you're still here by coming and standing near us?
One day we're gonna catch some activity and we won't know what to do then.
I don't mind as long as that doesn't happen to be very far away from our car to get out of here. Preferably in a haunted pub or something.
Right. Be like that scene in Ghostbusters where they come running out of the library.
Yeah. I've got to turn my phone on airplane mode. I've just heard an email go off and gone, wait, what was that? Data off.
Shut mine off earlier.
Aeroplane mode. Turn the Wi-Fi off. I think aeroplane mode stops that anyway, but regardless.
So if there is anyone here with us that would like to communicate, why don't you just come and stand by us now? If you're near any of these lights on the floor, on the post, you can stand next to them. If we start hearing drumming or something now, I'd be like, oh.
I'd be freaked out because it's definitely going to be ghosts, but it's never a bad thing.
That's like when we was walking up through it and we just heard that whistling. I'm like, where did that come from?
That was way off, so far away that
But we are out in the middle of nowhere, so it's like, I wonder where they were.
I mean, you can see off. Well, I don't think the camera slightly picks up. There's a town over there, and it did sound like that sort of way to me. Was where the sound was coming from, but then again, I'm pretty much deaf in one ear at the minute, so everything sounds left. We don't mean to be disrespectful or disturb you, we just want to know if you're here. Perhaps you can come over and let us know that you're resting here peacefully. If you come and stand near us and light up these devices, we'll know that you're happy here. Strange to think, because the people who would have been or are buried here, they would have no concept or understanding of what's going on right now. I mean, obviously, yes, us two stood here chatting, but for all things considered, they wouldn't understand our language. They wouldn't understand our language. They wouldn't understand the way we look. The only thing that might be familiar to them is my hair, at best.
Right.
Which, was it here that said your hair? Was that a different
spot? I don't remember, to be honest.
Could have been here that said your hair. No, that was the hill fort.
That was
through
it?
The forest, yeah, I remember now.
Oh, that's all right, yeah.
Well, I'm going to get my spirit talker out. Get some of that going. Perhaps if it's too difficult for you to come up and stand next to these devices, maybe if you try talking near me, we'll be able to hear you. You can share a message with us.
Them things rustling to sound like someone running like.
Some 41. Some what? What is it you're trying to say to us? There's something in that bush over there.
Could be a spirit.
So I'm hoping it is another frog.
Or a big cat.
Why did I know you were going to say that? Where's my torch? There it is. Big cat is not the thing I want to be thinking about right now.
I'm sure they'd stay away from us anyway.
Yeah, you'd hope.
Yeah.
Rather than a big cat, can it be a big fan of the unexplained files? It's very quiet. Last time it was... I mean, it wasn't crazy before.
No.
But the spirit talk was talking a fair amount over there.
Yeah.
And we had some... Mick. Not quite the name I would expect to hear
from the Bronze Age.
Is it?
It's just Mick.
Mickey Redbeard, they call him.
We're all connected.
Alright, we're all connected. We're all one and the same. Are you here with us now? Can you use that device to let us know you're with us?
Money.
Money. Is there some treasure buried here?
Yeah. That's alright, I wouldn't take it.
No.
There probably is coins and like cups and pots and blades buried. Well, presuming it wouldn't have been excavated already.
Would not surprise me.
Or looted even. We're happy that you're choosing to communicate with us. Is there any messages you'd want to share with us or many more people if they could see this? What would you say to them?
No, I find interesting just to think, when did people stop coming here? You know, like if they came regularly to bury people and whatever else they did here, I wonder where the point came and people just didn't come anymore. And like, why did people just forget? What did it say?
Recording.
Yes, we are recording. Can you show yourselves to us on our cameras? Walk around us now so we can see you, please.
How would they know about the recording?
Don't know, because they're dead. They know everything now.
I mean, if they've been here long enough and other people have been here to document the place. Why don't you come and stand near us? Push some of the devices we've put on the floor. You understand that we're recording. Could you help us to let everybody know that you're here by pushing some of these devices for us?
That wind's freaking me out a bit because all I can hear is like stuff rustling over here.
Yeah.
It sounds like someone's moving through. Although I
Where
wouldn't.
are my ashes?
Ooh.
I don't know. I hope if your body was burnt and cremated, I hope they were left here. I can't promise that they are though. What was your name? I don't think I've ever had that one before.
Yeah.
Could you tell us what your name is or how long you've been here for? Because a lot of ancient traditions and stuff, or a lot of different beliefs, say that your remains are like your anchor point to where you can return to in this world. So if a spirit is coming here to try and be here but can't find their remains, maybe that unfinished business or something that's lost isn't necessarily something like that. Maybe it's just, you know, where is what's left of me.
Yeah.
Lucifer.
That's not what we want to hear.
That's a funny joke. Your name can be Lucifer if you want, or if you want to try and scare us, but it isn't going to work.
I wish that would have come up when we was at the Devil's Stone.
Yeah. This isn't a Christian sacred place, so don't try and push any ideas. Fucking hell, even when they're dead, they're still at it. No demons here. Bosh, deal with it. Like at the end of the video. I'm joking. Why don't you share a message with us? Give us something to show people of this place. Maybe you don't want people to come here anymore, and you can say that. Or maybe you want people to visit you. You can tell them now. Empire.
Empire.
Empire. I mean,
Empire Strikes Back.
yeah. There were
That breeze.
many Celtic tribes, and all over Europe, and they were a very big ruling power. So could it be that?
I wonder how many people would have been here when they were here burying someone. I can imagine there'd been quite a few.
Family and a full community, I would imagine.
Mm.
But then I don't know what the settlements were like. Was there another barrow here, or another hill fort where people lived, or where grain was stored? And what was the size of the group of people here? Were they all connected, or I don't really know. Like, I don't know if hill forts were necessarily lived in so much as they were just fortified areas. So this could have been an entire country's worth of people by some degree, for all we know, rather than a small town like I would think it was.
Yeah.
It's like when we went to, or the couple of times that we've been to the hill fort, that wasn't lived in, that was storage, fortified storage basically.
Right.
So the chances are they would have had bits for storage, they would have had areas for raising cattle. It's basically like a warehouse.
Yeah. I imagine they would have lived close by here though, because it's by the sea for fishing and stuff like
Stomach
that.
problems.
I've literally got it said stomach problems. On the way here I was feeling mad sick, and I was about to be like, oh, I've got really bad stomach problems today. And I was thinking to myself in the car, no joke, before we even left the car, I was like, if this says something like stomach problems, I'm going to find that weird. Because it's done this before, where it said stomach problems on a day I was having really bad trouble with my stomach.
Mm.
So typical, I think that, and now, bosh. It's trying to read into me, it's trying to warn me. Get help, stomach problems, you're next. The amount of times I've heard that. Well, if there's nothing, do you hear that? Like high pitched.
No, I can hear crickets chirping away, but
So if there's nothing you want to share with us, there's little reason for us to be here any longer. Perhaps we'll start walking away and go elsewhere. Then you've lost your chance to communicate with everybody. We're trying to give you an opportunity, if you want it.
yeah, because we can always go to that gazebo type bit and
We're almost at half an hour already.
yeah.
So I'm sort of thinking,
Nice hat.
there you go.
Cheers.
They like your Spitfire hat.
Thank you. You can't have it though, it's mine.
Yeah. Like, nice hat. It's mine now. Nice hat.
I sat on the IT crowd, is it nice glasses or something?
Didn't even compliment my hair. Terrible. So we've got Mick, nice hat, recording. Was there just a guy who was born in like the 1920s called Mick who's worked here, passed away, his ashes have been buried here, and he's seen a hat with Spitfiring on it and gone, nice.
It's like, I like it.
I like your style. Are there other remains here? People who passed away more recently? What was that?
That was my stomach.
Different.
Yeah, funny. Different. I was, oh, fucking hell, that shit me right, because I just heard, boo, boo. It was over there, and I was like, right, who? That's the most terrified I've ever been on this. But I tell a lie. When the church bells have gone off, that got me more.
Why don't you come over and stand by us? What did it say?
Edith, no name.
Because we won't be here too much longer.
We'd love to be able to share your message if you have one. I did ask if anyone was buried here recently, and it said Edith. But then it's also said Mick. Not old names, by any measure. But then, could it be people who've lived near? Because there's like a stately home that's responsible, I guess, in part for it. Because this is, although the public can come here, I think this is privately owned land, but they grant public access, from what I've seen.
People walk up and down through here all day, every day.
Because I saw a thing over there that said that it's a public footpath, but granted by the landowner. Which is nice. Cheers, landowner.
Yeah, hooked it up.
Subscribe. Right, well, it's looking as though we're not really going to get much. We're not far off half hour.
Grave.
Grave. This is a grave. This is a place of burial. Well, it's not. Is it really good? Is it a grave? I suppose it's a burial mound. It would have been. People would have been buried within it, but I don't know if it really counts.
You'd think they'd been interested in not like in the Bronze Age, but like in the 1800s and early 1900s when archaeology was getting going and that.
I'm upset.
You're upset.
I'm not
Why?
upset.
Why are you feeling upset?
Yeah, whether they'd want to excavate it to see if they'd buried any treasure in with the.
They probably would have done.
Yeah.
I imagine they already have. That's why they know it's here.
Right.
I need to stop looking at you, because when I look at you, you're just like, I'm like, what?
I
What?
was like trying to stay on the camera views in focus. I'll just stand here all the time going.
Pass out. Okay. That's good acting.
But the camera's still standing there facing you.
Towards.
That'd be a bit
Are you
weird.
coming towards us? Please, dear.
Why don't you come stand in between us? Try and talk to us.
Do it now.
Not that part. Heard an owl.
Yeah, I heard him enough.
Not going to whistle. Probably not the best idea.
Hopefully it was an owl, not a skinwalker impersonating something.
Impersonating an owl. Well, I mean, we've been here half hour now. And
It's just us, the owls and the crickets, by the sound of it.
what other spirits here are either unable to communicate or don't really fancy it. Fair enough.
If anyone knows of a really haunted house, please let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Especially if it's in the southwest of England, so we can go there and hopefully catch some activity.
Yeah. I had someone messaging me saying I should go. We should go to the pub in Clovelly.
That
Sounds
was a
cool.
Red Lion or whatever. Is it a Red
Is that what it's
Lion?
called?
Something like that.
I have no idea.
Suffered.
Suffolk. That's.
This is Suffolk.
Oh, Suffolk. I
Suffolk.
thought it said Suffolk.
Pardon me. There's my bad stomach coming back up for vengeance. Suffered. Did you suffer? Are you suffering now? Not a single device flickering or nothing.
Yeah, probably make this a short one, I guess, because people are going to get very bored watching us just stood in the same spot with nothing going on.
Yeah. I'll have to start dancing or something to spice up the video. Right, well, it looks as though we might as well start thinking about closing it down.
Mm-hmm.
This is your last chance to share anything you want with us. I'm about to turn this device off unless you have something to say. It's like, wait, take it easy. Well, we thank you for trying to communicate with us. You won't be able to do so after this point, and you can follow us as far as we go until we leave this place, and then you can't come with us any further. Bosh.
Alright guys, that wraps it up for, what is it, Clovelly, isn't it, around here?
I think it's near Clovelly, yeah.
Yeah.
But the name of the place is Gallantry Bower. There's a little sign down there that I'm reading off to remember the name. So there we go, Gallantry Bower. Our second time here, but I think the first video that we are putting out from this location, the first time we were here was a lot more eventful, but unfortunately audio was unusable, and I don't know if some of the files corrupted. Either way, that video was not meant to be put on the channel, and it wasn't. Some clips did go up, I think, in other videos, but yeah, that's it. That's it for this evening's video.
Quiet one, unfortunate. Well, they usually are quiet, but it was still nice coming out here. And
I enjoy getting out to a place. I always try to keep the mindset that we're here to capture this space. If there's nothing in that space, then there's going to be very little to capture, but you've got to keep an open mind with these things, and take everything with a pinch of salt, but also, like I said, open mind, which a lot of people don't tend to have anymore. But anyway, that will be this evening's video. We hope you've enjoyed it. Once again, if this is not your first time on our channel and you've been enjoying some of the things you'd see, we'd really appreciate it if you could leave us a like or a comment, and a subscription would be an incredible thing to see from you. It helps our channel along, it keeps us making these videos, and we're going to bring you bigger and better things in the future. An iCard will be up in the top corner, so if you want to check out other investigations, you can go and do that, as well as our case files where we talk about cult activity and UFOs and cryptids and unsolved things. We have a podcast where we basically talk about anything. We know how to talk, and that's where we do it. Or you can check out our reactions playlist where we look at the best of the internet's creepy, unexplained, or sometimes hilarious things. With all that said, we hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening.